Hey everybody, welcome! My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and today we are going to do my Essen Spiel 2016 preview video, in which I'm going to go over a bunch of games. If you can see above, you see all these tiny little tabs there. Those are all the games that I want to talk about. These are all the games that interest me at Essen Spiel. And well, there might be a lot more. So these are the games that interest me. Some of them I pre-ordered already, some of them I really want to try out over there. But there are also many games that are not on my list here that, well, as last year I'm not planning to buy, maybe not planning to check out, but when I'm there for 5 days I might do so. So I already going to invite you to use the comments if you see any titles that you are very excited about but you don't see my list. Just ask me about them. I've probably a good reason for myself not to put them in the list. Now, I haven't done a top 10, 20, 30 this time like I did with Gen Con. I'm just going to go over them as I noticed them in Eric Martin's list, which is a great list. Eric Martin does a great job each time there is a big convention on putting a list out there, a geek list on Board Game Geek, where he, well, has every game that will be there, or at least every game that publishers are telling him about. So go give him some love. Go check out the list yourself if you plan to go to Essen and you want to know what's there. Now, I'm doing this new thing here where you can see the screen, my browser here. I just wanted to show you also this. This is my Excel file. Don't read too much into it because these are spoilers. Spoilers. And this is how I work. I put everything in an Excel file. What game, where I can, which publisher, if there's a pre-order, where I can find the booth, how interested I am, what's the price, some remarks, if I already put the money aside, the cash, or if I already paid it through my PayPal or Visa. So that's something that might be good for you. All right, so let's go. Without further ado, let's go and check out all these games I want to talk about. And the first on the list is Green Box of Games, and that's by publisher. Oh, let's go scroll upwards. Well, it's a self-published game, of course. And this, well, it reminds us a little bit about 504, the huge game that came out last year from Friedman Fries, where he had 504 different kind of games in theory in one box. This is a smaller version of it. It is designed to be a deck of cards for board games. It has standardized components to be used in different games like Ludo, checkers, backgammon, but also adaptations of popular games like Catan and Carcassonne, Cartagena. And the picture here, it shows you apparently an adaptation of Manhattan. So it might be cool, all in a small box, not too expensive. So I'm pretty curious about this one. Want to check it out. It has games for one player as well, so it might be interesting for this channel to do this as a small experiment. Alright, next game is, well, not really a game, it's a really small expansion for the base game of Leo muss zum Friseur. Leo has to go to the hairdresser or something like that. It's a game that was nominated for Kinderspiel des Jahres. Did not win, but I thought the game looked cool and fun. We played it, I bought it, we played it, and I like it pretty much. It's like a memory game with a twist, but twitch. But no, it was fun, and this is a free small expansion, so I'm going to check that out. Then we have Love Letter. Yes, of all games, there is a new Love Letter coming out. Surprise, surprise. But this time it's a special thing because, as you can see at the picture, it is back to the classic Love Letter pictures. But this time we have the premium edition, which comes with bigger cards, like I think it's Dixit size. Above that, there is also a possibility to play up to 8 players this time. There are new roles in the game, like an assassin, like a sycophant, whatever more is there. And Apparently it works, so that sounds pretty cool. Also, it comes with sleeves, special sleeves, where the back is like this envelope, I think, with a seal on it. They look pretty cool. It's 25 euros, might be a little bit too much for a game that I already have 3 versions of, but still, it looked very cool, and it might be cool to be able to play Love Letter with 8 players. Avenue by let me see, I forgot to publish Aporta Games. Avenue. It got some hype, this game, by Rado, Richard Ham, who does playthroughs as well, as you probably know. uh, and he was very excited about this game. He really likes it. He did a playthrough online of it together with all the viewers. They could just join in and play the game themselves. It reminded me a little bit of a combination of Karuba and Doodle City. Uh, Two games I really like. I'm not sure if I thought it was very cool, but still I might go for it. There is a cool thing that it costs 15 euros, and if you buy any of the 2 other games, uh, you can get a 2 for 25 euros. If you get all 3, you get it for 35. So let's scroll a little bit down. There is also Capital Lux, which is apparently a card drafting hand management game that I don't know much about, so I'm not sure if I want to take this one. But the other one is Doodle China. It's a re-implementation of Doodle City, which I just talked about. A cool game, dice rolling, and you have to draw your lines through the city. This is a new one. I like Doodle City quite a bit, so I might come home with a few games of Porta games. So this is one that interests me. I think it's a cool cover as well. Then we go to Behind the Throne of Ares Games, designed by Alexander Nevsky and Oleg Sidorenko, who also designed Mysterium. So they have a nice pedigree. And in this game, you are pushing your luck. You have this deck of cards, cards that have a name and number, and you have to draw and push your luck that the next card you draw is higher or lower. I have no idea. One of the two, and you can stop when you want, or you can push your luck to have more cards. You're trying to collect sets. If you have the majority in a set, you can use the special ability of that set, and it looks pretty cool. $20 apparently, so a little bit less maybe in euros. So I think I'm probably taking this one home with me. Next, Fields of Green from Artipia Games. Fields of Green is based on the Among the Stars system, which is an immensely popular game, one of the competitors of Seven Wonders. I have not played Among the Stars because it didn't appeal to me that much on the board on the table. But Fields of Green has a different theme. It's farming, not that special, of course, but I think the artwork looks cool, the gameplay looks very solid, and well, I could not resist. I backed this on Kickstarter with the opportunity to pick it up at Essen. So this one is already paid for. I will bring that home with me, and I am very excited to try this one out. Next is Colony by Ted Alspach with some help from Torio Hoyo and N2, apparently. It's by Bezier Games, who well, bring out very decent games. This is a dice throwing pool building game, which is, well, actually a dice version of Dominion, maybe. Yeah, you can call it like that. You have all these cards that you can buy, or you can, yeah, well, you buy them, you acquire them by using the dice you rolled. You have cards that mitigate the dice. You have a warehouse where you can store dice for later use. And I really like the system, throwing dice. I love dice placement stuff, and so it's really something for me. But the theme is not something I want that many of my friends will like, I think. And it might be the case that a turn might be too long, so you have to wait a little bit too long until your turn is up again, especially with 4 players. So I'm still on the fence about buying this one. I'm definitely going to try this one out at Essen to see how it flows. I hope the flow of the game is fast enough to keep me interested. But I'm really excited about this game. It's I almost pre-ordered it, didn't do it in the end, so I hope I can play it, and I hope I love it. Then we go to a small expansion for Celestia, a push your luck game, which I really liked. It's the one where you all are passengers in this balloon, this air balloon ship. And well, one of the players is the captain. He rolls the dice, and players are, well, either leaving the airplane stuff or they are staying in there in hope that the captain can play the right cards to get over the hazards that he threw with the dice. And in this expansion there are a few cards that give, well, that make you help the captain, or you can bluff. So it's a little bit a nasty expansion, but it's okay. So I'm really I probably take this hobby. It looks pretty cool. Next one, Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven won't be for sale at Essen, sadly enough. It's by Cephalofair Games. I really hate that name. And designed by Isaac Childress. It is a Euro-inspired tactical combat game. Actually it's a cooperative fantasy game in which you are trying to go on these adventures, dungeons and stuff like that. It has a cool system. I did not back it on Kickstarter. It had been on Kickstarter before. Didn't back it because it was not that cheap and I wasn't too sure. He will have the game there, I think, to try out, and I can pre-order it if I want. So I'm going to check this out. I want to play this before I buy this. Then we go to CGE's Czech Games Edition, like you can see here. And CGE is bringing many games, of course. They are a very good publisher. And they have Adrenaline. Adrenaline is a special one here. It is, well, they want to have a first-person shooter video game on the table. And apparently it's also a Euro-style game. Uses no dice and stuff like that, all card driven. So I'm not sure what this thing is. It's deterministic combat. Apparently you have a type of weapon, and if you use that weapon, something happens. You don't have to roll to see if you hit. It always is a hit. So I'm curious. Problem, it plays at least 3 players. It's not normally something I get in my collection, but I'm still interested and I hope to try this one out at Essen. Let's scroll a little bit down because they have more games there. They have Alchemist King's Golem, which is an expansion, the first expansion for Alchemist. Alchemist is this game that uses the app to scan cards and to deduce, to make potions, to deduce which combinations make what kind of potions. Elisa likes this game a lot. I think it's okay, so I'm not sure about this expansion. For me, I'm probably not buying this, but I might be tempted. Anyway, then we go a little bit more down. We have Codename Pictures, which is actually a game that's already released. I can buy it in stores already, but I pre-ordered this game at Essen. Maybe I can get a signed copy of Vlada Shvatel, who is a designer, but there are also, I think, a few promo cards if you pre-ordered it. So, well, I could wait a little bit longer, so I pre-ordered it instead of already buying it. Next is DLP Games with an expansion, the second expansion for Orléans. It's called Handel and Intrigue, but in English it is Trade and Intrigue, of course. In this game, in this expansion, there are new tiles, new events, which is for me the most interesting part. There is a new beneficial deeds game board, which might be interesting because that's the one part of the base game that I'm not too excited about. It's not tight enough for me. But you can have also stuff that can hinder your opponents in their progress. Not sure if I like that. I like it a little bit more peaceful, but who knows? I'll probably pick this expansion with me anyway. Sorry. Then we have Dralab Entertainment with a design by Alexandros Kabitakis. I don't know anything about this game except for the theme. It's called Motion Pictures Movies Out of Cardboard, and it's about movies. It's about, well, making a movie, having actors shoot the movie, hire, recast, and stuff like that. So this is just the theme. The theme is something I'm really interested about. So I'm going to check this one out, and I hope it is good. Then we go to DV Ghiocchi. with an expansion for Bang the Dice game called Old Saloon, which has 5 modules to the game that you can mix and match the way you want. And I saw a video of the Dice Tower. I think Sam Healy did a video of this game, of this expansion, and it looks pretty cool. You have 2 new dice, the Loudmouth and the Coward. And so it looks cool. I like the game a lot, and for 12 euros I'll probably pick up this expansion. Next is Cottage Garden, a new 1 to 4 player game by Uwe Rosenberg that uses, let's scroll down a little bit, also these Tetris-like shaped tiles that he used in Patchwork. I really like Patchwork. It's a great 2-player game. I am not the biggest Uwe Rosenberg fan. Don't shoot me. Agricola and stuff just doesn't work for me, but I liked Patchwork a lot, and I'm curious how this game plays, and I really want to check this out. I'm going to play this first before I buy. Next is Dark Castle. First of all, it's by Emperors 4 Games. It's a 2-player game. I don't know that much about it. I'm considering pre-ordering it because those are the games that sell out pretty fast, and I also have below it Hana Mikoji, also by that publisher. Also 2-player game of which I saw some gameplay. It looks cool. I'm always interested in more 2-player games for me and Elisa, so I might still pre-order it before going to Essen. Next is The Networks, which was a huge hit at Gen Con. It's about making you're running your own television company, and you have to fill in these slots of hours where you have to have programs, maybe some actors, some celebrities, and maybe some commercials to add to it. It looks pretty cool. I pre-ordered this one. I really want to have this. It has a solo variant as well, apparently, so maybe if it's a good one, you will find it later on this channel. Next is another one of the Asian market. It is Mask of Anubis by Gift 10 Industry or something like that. This one is a special one in which you have this Mask of Anubis, in which you have to put your mobile phone, and you have this 3D image of some kind of maze, some kind of dungeon, and you have to give clues to your this cooperative, to your companions, in how to lay the tiles of the dungeon or the maze by saying what you see, and that way you want your dog, I think, to be able to get to the treasure. Innovative, looks cool, so I pre-ordered this one as well. Then we have by Greyfox Game London Dread. There are many videos of this already on YouTube, but I still don't know how this plays. I still don't have the idea of how this game will feel when playing. So this one is a game also cooperative with variable player powers, which I want to check out. I want to play this at Essen to see how well this game works. So really curious. Still on the fence about this one, but very curious about this. Then we have Abenteuerland König und Prinzessin, which means Adventureland, King and Princess, or something like that. This is an expansion for Adventureland, a game by Haba, a family game by Haba that was really popular last year. It's a little bit abstract because you have to move your dudes in a certain way to be able to do some stuff. This adds more scenarios and stuff like that. Looks cool. 15 euros, more tokens, more enemies. So really curious about this one. Not sure if I'm going to buy it on site. Might be. I think I'm going to try that first. Then we go to a page that does not belong here anymore. So let's remove this one. Okay, we have by Big Fun Games and Homo Sapiens Lab. This is Coffee Roaster. It's a solo game, a solitaire pool building game, which gets great reviews. Many people are very excited about this one. I'm not sure yet. It looks cool, but it's, as you can see, 32 euros. So, and it doesn't look like it has that much components. So I'm really on the fence about it. I want to pre-order it because probably this one will be sold out, but I really wish I could try this out first. So help me decide what to do with this one. Okay, then we have a game by Bruno Catala and Charles Chevalier. I'm a Catala fan, so that's a good thing. It's card drafting, push your luck, set collection, things I like in a game. But the thing why I am interested in this game is look at the artwork, look at the picture here. This looks just awesome. I have no idea how this game plays, but as you can see, this is beautiful artwork. So I'm really curious about this one. I want to see what this is. Okay, then we go to maybe one of my most anticipated games, well, expansions of Essen. It's called Express the Marshal and Prisoners expansion, in which you can play the Marshal, which sounds cool to me. So normally each player has their own stack of cards. Now, then the Marshal was this AI-driven, not really AI because you had a card that could move the Marshal, but in this game, this expansion, you can play the Marshal, which sounds awesome. There is an extra character you can play. The one here in the yellow here, she is called May, a martial arts lady. Sounds pretty awesome. And well, I am really curious about this one. Definitely a must buy. I believe I already pre-ordered this one as well. Then we have Garden of Minions, another solo game, another Asian game. It's by Manifest Destiny, but I think that's pretty Asian as well. I saw a video of I think Eric Martin did a video. It looked interesting. It's a dice rolling puzzle game in which you are trying to grow trees and stuff like that. Special game. It looks cool. 22 euros. Not sure if that's worth the money, but it might be a cool one to try out. Next is Time Bomb 2. It is from New Board Game Party, or who knows, I think it says New Board Game Party. And it's Time Bomb 2. Time Bomb 2, I have Time Bomb 1, which I bought just because I could last year at Essen. Japan brand, I think, had it, and they were sold out almost completely. And they had a copy that wasn't picked up by a pre-order one, someone who pre-ordered it. So I bought it, not expecting too much of it, but well, who knows? And well, it has been a success, a big success actually. So Time Bomb 2 gives other kind of gameplay, new things. I'm really interested in this one. So this one has been pre-ordered as well. Then we go to, well, I could not leave it out. I know I'm a little bit biased here. I do demoing for Portal Games. I do a lot of things for them. So I'm interested in everything that comes out. They have Fifth First Aid. I'm going to go over this quickly. Crazy Cards, which I already have. Cry Havoc, of course. I'm just looking forward to Cry Havoc because I have a copy already, but I'm really liking this game. This is really good, people. Really good. But here we go. Imperial Settlers, the Aztecs, is something I don't have. I don't have it in my collection yet, but it's a new expansion, a new faction for Imperial Settlers. How can I not be excited about this one? So this will be taken home and this will be played a lot. Also, Neuroshima Hex Dead Bread, a new faction for Neuroshima Hex, a game that I suck at, but I believe is a great design. And a small expansion for Rattle Battle Grab the Loot, which is always great. And then my #1 favorite game, previous years, who knows, I will be doing a new list at the end of this year or beginning of next year. So for 2 years in a row, this was my #1 favorite game, with new artwork, with a better rulebook, which is the most important one, with upgraded components, but still the same great, awesome game. All right, next is Key to the City London. I don't know a lot about this game. It has auctions or bidding stuff. I don't like it at all, but I never played Keyflower. I think it's down there. Keyflower, I don't know, but it is a well-regarded game. People really like that game. Haven't played it yet, so I'm not sure if I'm going to like this one, but I think the artwork looks pretty cool. So I'm going to check this out. I have no idea what it is, but it looks pretty neat. Then, completely different, we have Dream Home by Rebel.pl. designed by Clemens Calici. This is just based on the theme. You are going to try to furnish your new house. It looks cute, it looks colorful, it plays in 40 minutes tops apparently. It has card drafting, it has set collection, pattern building. What's not to like there? So I'm pretty curious about this one, and I hope this is good. Then one of the most anticipated, again for me, together with Colt Express expansion, is the Seven Wonders Duel expansion Pantheon, which adds more cards, of course, new, I think a new wonder as well, mythology tokens in during age that you can, well, you can choose a deity to place in the Pantheon. I have no idea how it works, but it is an expansion for one of the best games of 2015 by my favorite designer, maybe, or one of my favorite designers, Antoine Bauza, together with Bruno Catala. So this is a blind buy. I pre-ordered this together with the metal coins because I could not resist. Then we have a bunch of games by Stronghold Games, who have a very strong year this time. The very strong lineup. Most of the games already got released at Gen Con, but this is Europe. I don't have these games yet. So we first have the Dragon and Flagon, which is a movement and action programming game in which you are doing a tavern brawl. Each player has a special character that has special powers, and you are in this tavern and you are fighting stuff out by programming your actions, pushing tables against other players, removing the carpet from underneath their feet, hanging on the chandelier and kicking other players. It looks cool. I just want to try this out first because I already have Colt Express, which is a little bit in a similar vein. So I just want to find out if it is worth having both of them in my collection. Next is Great Western Trail, which has a great cover. I really like that. It has a Western theme. Still, I think this is an not maybe underused theme, but I'm still looking for that one perfect, awesome Western themed game. Now, I have no idea what this game is. It's, I think, about moving your cattle, herding your cattle from Texas to Kansas City. I'm not sure if that is something for me, but it has deck or pool building, it has hand management, tile placement. It sounds awesome, so I want to check this out for sure. And we continue with Stronghold Games because they also have La Granja, the dice game. It's no siesta. La Granja was a great game of farming with multiple card use cards, which is pretty cool, but it also had this dice action selection system. And this is a dice standalone game from La Granja, and I'm really curious to see if this takes maybe that dice part of the game that I really like and put it into a cool dice rolling game which takes about 30 to 45 minutes. So I really want to check this out. We're not done yet. We have, of course, one of the biggest hits from last month, I think, because I have seen so many good reviews of this game that first of all, I thought it was too heavy for me, but I saw some reviews. They are so excited about the game. My curiosity has been raised a huge amount. I want to try this out. And if they don't sell out too soon, I might buy a copy of this one. Apparently, the solo version is very good as well. So that might be very interesting for this channel. So this one, I'm coming, Stronghold Games. I want to see what this is all about. I want to try this out. Next is Overseers by Thundergriff Games. It is a card drafting set collection games with voting, some very unique system of voting. It looks awesome. It looks very beautiful. I think they have a picture here. Yeah, they have. So look at the cards. It looks pretty cool. So I have no idea if I'm going to like it at all, but man, I pre-ordered this. I had to have it. It looked just cool, and well, it will be in my collection. Next, we have Nautilion, which is the fourth, maybe fifth game in the Omniverse series, but I think previous games all had cards as their main mechanics or main component. This is a dice rolling game. So that sounds very cool. It's a subterranean game. You are on the control of a Nautilian submarine, and you are going to recruit an heroic crew to vanquish treacherous dark house that lurks in the oceanic depths. Sounds pretty cool to me. It should be a great solo game. So now I could not pre-order it because they don't do pre-orders, Z-Man games, but I'm going to get that probably, possibly, most likely. All right, no, not last, because I have 2 games here in a row. We have Pandemic Iberia, which apparently is a new version of Pandemic with some new twists to it. I have no idea what those new twists are. I like the cover, like it is in a very different setting, but I'm just hoping it's not just a Pandemic with a twist. I hope it has something that it adds to the game that really makes it worth buying another version. I also think apparently the price isn't there anymore, but I think it wasn't very cheap as well. So I want to check this out first. And then we scroll down, and then we have Pandemic: The Cure Experimental Mess, which is an expansion for the dice brother of Pandemic, the Pandemic: The Cure, a dice rolling Pandemic version, which I actually really enjoy. I think it's really hard to win, and well, it looks cool. There are a 5th virus, makes it probably harder, hot zones, and stuff like that. So I'm going to check this out, and who knows, I'm going to buy it. Not buy it, by the way. All right, so I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Feast for Odin, probably not interested in that one, probably way too heavy. I saw a picture of the board and my head exploded already. It's a Uwe Rosenberg game. My brain and Uwe Rosenberg just don't work well together. So that's one of the games that I don't have on my list. So this is probably my most anticipated games list. I might miss a few, maybe. I possibly, most likely did not mention some of your favorite or most anticipated games. So feel free to put your most anticipated games in the comments. Well, discuss with me why I should buy one of the big games that I did not talk about. There are many games that I haven't mentioned. Are there games that we are on the same level of enthusiasm? Let me know in the comments, and I will gladly talk about it with you. Wow, this was probably a long video. Did not record the time. Don't have no idea how long I was recording, but I want to do this in one take. I already filmed another one before, which was only 7 pages of the complete list of 28 pages, and it already took me 45 minutes, so I decided to do it this way. So I deleted that video and started anew. It was painful. Okay, so folks, if you liked this list, feel free to give a thumbs up to help the channel. It's always appreciated. If you are not subscribed yet, well, feel free to do so. Push the subscribe button. Soon there will be a contest on this channel, so if you're here in time, you might still win a game. And well, if you subscribe, you can also watch After Essen to see which games I actually brought home with me, and well, there might be some new playthroughs of those new games. I'm really excited about Essen. I'm going to be there for 5 days. 5 days at Essen from Wednesday until Sunday. I will be part-time. I will be at the Portal booth to help them out demoing probably Cry Havoc. So if you're there and if you have some time, feel free to visit me there at the Portal booth, or if you see me walking around at the fair, because my afternoons will be a little bit less planned, well, feel free to say hi. I'm not sure if anyone is going to do so, but if you do, I will be so honored, excited, surprised, but I will definitely appreciate you saying hi. All right, folks, that was it. Feel free to comment. Feel free to tweet with me. I'm at Twitter. I'm at Vitruvian Gamer. You can also send me an email if you want, well, to write me a longer text or ask me something that you don't want to have shown in the comments. The email address is vitruviangamer@gmail.com. That's VE-Truviangamer, not VI-Truviangamer. So remember that. And now we're finished. I thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the future. Who knows, at Essen maybe. Bye-bye.